There are no skyscrapers announcing it, no islands shaped like maps, but beneath the desert something massive is happening. A railway worth $13 billion, built in silence, designed to replace highways, trucks, even short flights. Most people don't realize what it connects, machinator, or what it could disrupt. And once it's fully active, travel in the Middle East may never feel the same again. Keep watching to uncover what this rail network is really designed to do. For many years, the UAE had no national railway system. Everything depended on trucks, cars, and planes. Cargo traveled on highways, often over long distances, increasing congestion and costs. People drove between cities or flew short domestic routes. The system worked, but it was inefficient, expensive, and increasingly unsustainable. As the country grew, so did the pressure on roads and logistics networks. Etihad Rail was conceived as the solution to that growing challenge. The vision behind Etihad Rail was bold: create a single, integrated railway network that connects the entire country from border to border. A system designed for both freight and passengers. Not a symbolic project, but a functional backbone for the nation's economy. The result is a network stretching roughly 1,200 kilometers, linking major cities, industrial hubs, ports, and border points into one seamless transport system. The railway connects Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Al Ain, and other key regions, while also linking vital ports such as Khalifa Port and Jebel Ali. These connections are strategic. Ports are where global trade enters and exits the country, and rail allows cargo to move inland quickly and efficiently without relying entirely on trucks. This single shift changes the entire logistics equation. One Etihad Rail freight train can carry up to 11,000 tons in a single trip. That is the equivalent of removing hundreds of trucks from highways every day. Fewer trucks mean less traffic, fewer accidents, reduced road maintenance, and lower fuel consumption. Over time, this translates into massive economic and environmental benefits. Logistics become cheaper. Delivery times become more reliable. Emissions drop dramatically. But Etihad Rail is not only about freight. Passenger travel is where the project begins to directly affect everyday life. Trains are designed to run at speeds of up to 200 kilometers per hour. That makes rail travel between major cities fast, predictable, and comfortable. A journey that once meant long hours in traffic can become a smooth, stress-free trip on a modern train. Inside the passenger trains, the experience is designed to match the UAE's reputation for modern infrastructure. Quiet cabins, comfortable seating, smooth acceleration, stable rides through desert landscapes, no traffic jams, no searching for parking, no airport security lines for domestic travel. Rail becomes a real alternative, not a compromise. Timing is everything, and Etihad Rail arrives at a critical moment. The UAE is actively reshaping its economy for a post-oil future. Logistics, tourism, manufacturing, and regional trade are becoming central pillars of growth. A national rail network supports all of these goals at once. Factories gain faster access to ports. Tourists gain easier ways to move between cities. Businesses gain reliable, cost-effective transport links across the country. Beyond the UAE, Etihad Rail is part of an even bigger vision. It is designed to connect with the future Gulf Railway Network, which aims to link all Gulf Cooperation Council countries by rail. If fully realized, passengers could one day travel by train from the UAE into Saudi Arabia and potentially further across the region. Freight could move across borders without touching highways. This would fundamentally reshape trade, mobility, and regional integration across the Arabian Peninsula. Building a railway in the desert is one of the most challenging engineering tasks imaginable. Extreme heat can warp steel and damage electronics. Sandstorms can bury tracks. Vast remote areas complicate construction and maintenance. Engineers had to design tracks, bridges, signaling systems, and rolling stock capable of operating reliably in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. In mountainous areas, tunnels and elevated sections were required. In open desert, special measures protect tracks from drifting sand and temperature extremes. Every detail had to be planned for long-term durability. This was not a project built for quick results, but for decades of operation. Despite these challenges, construction progressed steadily. Safety systems and signaling technologies were developed to meet international standards. Testing and phased operations ensured reliability before full deployment. The goal was never speed for its own sake, but stability, safety, and long-term efficiency. The $13 billion price tag can seem overwhelming at first glance, but mega projects like this are not measured in short-term returns. They are measured in decades of economic impact. Etihad Rail creates thousands of jobs, from construction to operations and maintenance. It builds domestic expertise in rail engineering and transport management. It strengthens supply chains and reduces logistics costs across the entire economy. There is also a strong environmental dimension. Rail transport is significantly more energy efficient than road transport. As the UAE increases its use of clean and renewable energy, the environmental advantages of rail will only grow. Fewer trucks and cars mean lower emissions and better air quality, particularly around major cities and industrial zones. Socially, rail reshapes how people experience distance. Cities that once felt far apart become easily reachable. Daily commuting patterns change. Weekend travel becomes simpler and more affordable. Over time, this influences where people choose to live, work, and invest. Infrastructure quietly guides human behavior, and rail is one of the most powerful tools for shaping long-term development. Etihad Rail does not replace highways or airports. Instead, it complements them. Airports remain global gateways. Roads continue to handle local movement. Rail fills the critical middle space, offering high-capacity, reliable transport that balances speed, cost, and sustainability. This integrated approach is what makes the system truly transformative. As passenger services expand and regional connections move closer to reality, Etihad Rail will become part of daily life in the UAE. But its importance goes far beyond convenience. It represents a shift in how the Middle East thinks about mobility and infrastructure. Less dependence on roads, less congestion, more efficiency, stronger regional connections. In the end, Etihad Rail is not just about trains. It is about vision and long-term planning. Skyscrapers may define skylines, but railways define economies. Long after traffic patterns change and technologies evolve, these steel tracks will continue moving people and goods across the desert. The UAE's $13 billion investment in Etihad Rail is a bet on connection sustainability in the future. Quiet, powerful, and deeply strategic, this mega project is not just reshaping travel in the Middle East. It is redefining what modern infrastructure in the region can truly be.